Hi, it's Josie Plant RN and IBCLC here from Thrive Lactation Consultants. Welcome to my video about feeding pillows, otherwise known as breastfeeding pillows and nursing pillows, but for the purposes of today's video I'll be referring to them as feeding pillows. I regularly have clients ask about feeding pillows, and I see that it's a question frequently asked about on social media. What is the best feeding pillow? I'm not going to answer that question today, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of feeding pillows out there to choose from out on the market. There's really no answer to that question. Feeding pillows are helpful for some people, but like anything that's related to breastfeeding or chest feeding, what works well for one dyad won't necessarily work for another. Feeding is individual and it's not a one-size-fits-all. There's lots of different factors at play when choosing a feeding pillow. Things like breast size, nipple orientation, torso length, there's baby factors, and there's also personal preference, as well as the type of feeding chair that you're going to be sitting in while you're feeding and how that orientates your body. So it's probably not the answer that you're looking for, but what I do want to talk about today, however, is the general use of feeding pillows and things to be mindful of when you're choosing to use a feeding pillow. So first of all, I'd like to share some information about the biomechanics of feeding with pillows. Generally, feeding pillows get you in uncomfortable upright feeding positions. They force you into a position where you need to have your back straight so that you are orientated close enough to get your baby to the breast or chest. That can, of course, lead to upper body pain, so aches in the neck, shoulders, arms. Upper back pain is a really common one. I know from personal experience with using a feeding pillow with my twins, eventually I ended up having to go and get massages weekly because of the pain that it was causing me sitting in those uncomfortable positions while feeding. That was 16 years ago. I've since discovered other ways of feeding that are much more comfortable. The other issue with using feeding pillows is that gravity pulls baby down. Gravity sucks, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, gravity literally sucks your baby away from you. So, of course, with gravity pulling baby away from you while you're sitting in these upright positions, that's going to lead to a shallow latch. Shallow latch can then lead to issues such as painful nipples, low milk supply from poor stimulation of the breasts, and a range of other ongoing problems. So when gravity's pulling baby away from you, if you've got a pillow there that's obviously supporting your baby, you might be inclined for baby to lay down on the pillow, and you might end up feeling a little bit hunched over. That results in baby's tummy pointing towards the ceiling, and that of course then leads to head turning. So if the baby's head is needing to be turned to reach your breast, even if that is comfortable for you, it's probably not going to be comfortable for your baby, and it's going to be really difficult for your baby to swallow comfortably. Just as a little experiment, you can try grabbing a glass of water, looking over your shoulder and taking a drink and seeing what that feels like. Now, when you try and swallow, I don't know about you, but I felt pain down the side of my neck just then because of the strain on my muscles. Now, if you can picture what that's like for your baby, if a baby's not comfortable while they're feeding, they might get tired easy. they might shorten their feed. That again can lead to a whole range of issues with your feeding journey. So if you are choosing to use a feeding pillow, there's some important things to remember. Try not to stoop forward and hang over your baby in this kind of position. It's not great for attachment. Rather than doing that, what you want to try and do is stay tummy to tummy at all times. That's going to lead to your best, deepest latch. So always tummy to tummy, lots of support for baby, making sure that those hands are free to be able to caress your chest and breast and stimulate that nice rush of hormones. It's all about getting closeness to the breast or chest. So certainly you can use feeding pillows for support. There is a number of different reasons why feeding pillows might be supportive. So for example, with premature babies, establishing feeding. Some mums with very large breasts find feeding pillows helpful. If you are choosing to feed in, say, a football hold position, feeding pillows can be helpful to offer you that additional support. But again, making sure that you've got that tummy contact happening and that closeness happening. We really don't want to see babies rolling away, tummies towards ceiling, because that brings baby away from the breast and it leads to your shallow latches, which causes problems. Feeding twins, can't remember if I said that, but yes, there are circumstances where feeding pillows can be helpful. In general, I believe that feeding pillows have gained popularity because uncomfortable feeding positions have become the norm, and so products are designed to correct that discomfort. What I would recommend instead, if you're finding those more upright feeding positions uncomfortable, is rather than having the pillow over your front and being upright, grab your pillow, stick it behind you, lean back, relax, and get into some biological nurturing positions, reclined or laid back breastfeeding positions. These positions are more supportive on your body. You can lean back and relax. There's less tension on your upper body. The baby's body weight is being held by your body, not your upper body. So automatically that makes things more comfortable for most mums or lactating parents. And generally we can get a much better latch happening with these more reclined breastfeeding pillows. So in general, I'm not a huge fan of feeding pillows because of the uncomfortable positions that they put mums into or lactating parents into. But they do have their uses. And if you are going to use feeding pillows, I highly recommend that you use them well and ensure at every step of the way that you've got that body closeness happening, that things aren't all kind of being sucked down with gravity, and keeping an eye on your latch every step of the way. And if you are in need of support around your positioning and attachment, or you're having some issues related to shallow latch, please seek help from your local lactation consultant, IBCLC. If you're in my local area in Adelaide, South Australia, I'm certainly available for consults if you would like to book in and see me. My website is thrivelactation.com.au and bookings can be made online. It's been lovely talking to you all today, and thanks for watching. Good luck with your feeding journeys. Bye.